My wife and I used to watch the show House Hunters, okay? And I don't even know if that show's still on, but when it was, here's how it went for me. Yeah, if you've seen it, you know this is true, right? It's like Dave and Jennifer are in their first year of marriage and they're ready to move out of their cramped apartment. They're looking for several homes near the city where Dave works. But Jennifer has her eye on a house in a rural setting, away from the hustle and bustle of an urban context, right? And then here's my favorite line in House Hunters. They've contacted a realtor and have set a budget for $750,000, right? Like they're 22 years old, fresh out of college. I'm like, who are these people, you know? And we get the idea, like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do. And so many of my generation think, okay, you know, I came out of high school, college, I see where my parents are, that's where I'm gonna start. Well, it doesn't work that way, you know? And so often we're so out of whack because we're setting budgets and we're establishing practices to try to keep up with some standard that somebody ahead of us took 30 years to accomplish. And that's just not real life. See, here's the thing. We have to understand that in our giving, in our generosity, in our budgeting, there should be an expectancy to this, that God is multiplying our gifts and our generous efforts in so many ways, and we're seeing impact that we could never see apart from our generosity. Can I give you a great example of this? Hey, tonight at 6 o'clock, I'm gonna be up north of Cincinnati speaking at one of our church plants. It's Red Door Church, pastored by Josh Lennon. Josh has preached for me before, and some of you would recognize him. Josh was the very first church planter that we supported when we launched our church planting efforts in Cincinnati. We were giving Josh in Red Door, and we're still supporting him at the time, and for many years, we gave him $1,000 a month supporting his work at Red Door Church. And 7 years into our support, let me tell you where Josh is. They now run about 800 a weekend. They just purchased a facility called the Underground that's right off the interstate, just north of Cincinnati. And they're having a family gathering tonight, a church gathering tonight, to hear specifically about how now, through the raising of funds, they're gonna be able to renovate the Underground and have a permanent place for Red Door Church to meet moving forward. And Josh said, Corey, I'd like for you to come on behalf of all of Florence Baptist Church as one of our early and key supporters, just to talk to our people about how their generosity is being multiplied and how what God is doing at Red Door is not normal. And so I get to do that. And as I've thought through and planned out what I'm gonna say, I'm starting out with making fun of Josh because we see that as a love language here at Florence Baptist. But then I'm gonna get to talk to his people about, hey, you know what God's doing at Red Door right now? It's not normal. And can I just remind you, Florence Baptist, every single life that's changed at Red Door Church, every single soul that is saved, every single church that's planted out of there, they've now planted 3 churches out of Red Door, you have a part in that. And we praise God for that. We praise God for that. Listen, this is what Paul is saying. Like, hey, look, when you give expectantly, God multiplies this out. And listen, that's why our generosity is to be encouraged, not discouraged, because we see how God uses it in so many incredible ways. Winston Churchill said it this way. He said, we make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give.